All right, guys, welcome back to another lesson for Math 8. This is going to be lesson 115. So after today's lesson, we'll have 5 more lessons to go. And that's it for math for the year in lessons, but not in tests. You still have to take a couple tests, I think, and the BMT, if my math is not wrong, which very few times it is, okay? You guys know that I'm not saying that I never make mistakes. I'm saying that I make few mistakes compared to a lot of you guys. So today, lesson 115, relative sizes and sides of angles of a triangle and angles of a triangle. We're going to talk about triangle sides and sides in relation to each other because triangles, again, it's very important in math. It's something that we do later on. It's called trigonometry. And trigonometry is something that we use for so many things that you just don't understand how important it is, okay? Now, yeah. Hopefully we get to know what I'm talking about here. Hopefully you like that dance too. Maybe a new TikTok dance, you know, along with this one. Dang it. My camera's not far enough. You get it. The dance that I do, maybe this one. Yeah. That. And so, yeah, let's actually get to lesson 115. Okay, so we have this triangle ABC, and so what we're trying to find out is which ones are the longest sides and which ones are the shortest sides and which one is the larger angle compared to the other one. So it has to do with opposite sides of the triangle. If you don't know what an opposite side of an angle is, because we need to know what opposite sides of angles are, go back to lesson 112. That's where I went over that. But yeah, you should have already seen it. If you don't remember, again, 112 is there for your reference. And so it's really important because the angle A, right, angle A, the opposite side is going to be BC, and opposite side of B is going to be AC, and opposite side of C is going to be AB, right? But that doesn't tell us anything about length, like how wide it are. And so this is where the crocodile mouth kind of helps us understand, because if the crocodile mouth doesn't open up a lot, then the side next, like that closes that mouth, the side that would close that mouth, it's not very wide, right? It's not very big, I mean, it's not large. But if they open the mouth more, this side that has to cover the mouth is going to be longer. So, because A is the smallest angle, and you can tell because the opening of the crocodile mouth is very small, you will see that side BC is the smallest. All right, BC is less than crocodile mouth. Less than angle B. Angle B is the next one that is not as big because this side is not as long as this side. So side AC is going to be less than my last side, which is AB. And it all has to do with the opening of the angle. This angle is not as open. This one is a little bit more open, and C is the one that is open the most. And that's how I did it, with the opposite sides of the angles that I just talked about. And that's why I know that angle A is less than angle B, not side. My bad. So angle BA, that's just another notation to say angle A without confusing it with greater, less than, is less than angle B, which is less than angle C. So angle C and side AB are the largest, and that is very important for us to know so that we can go into the examples. Now we can actually go into the examples for this lesson. Okay, so example 1, we have a triangle RPQ with this angle R being 59 degrees, angle Q being 61 degrees. And so how do we find angle P? Really easy. 180 minus 59 and 61. So 59 plus 61 is going to be 120. So this is going to be 60 degrees, angle P. So angle 60 degree, angle P 60 degrees, angle R 59 degrees, angle Q 61 degrees. So the question is not the angles, which angle is bigger or smaller or whatnot. It's the sides. Which side is the largest and which side is the smallest? Or ordering. So it says list the sides of this triangle in order from shortest to longest. The shortest then would make sense to be the side opposite 59 degrees. And it makes sense because 59 degrees is the smaller angle of the three angles. So the smaller angle is this one, so the side opposite is PQ. So side PQ is going to be my smallest. Okay, then my second smallest is going to be the one that is corresponding or opposite my second smallest angle, which is 60 degrees. And that would be side RQ. And I am left with side PR. And that is the largest because it makes sense that it's opposite 61 degrees, which is the largest angle here. Yay! And that's example 1. You see, you need to understand the opening and closing of the mouths and the opening and closing of the angle so that you understand 59 degrees would need less length to close it than a 61 degree, which is a little bit more. But this one is a little bit harder to see because the angles are so close together, 59, 60, and 61 degrees. But let's move on to example number 2 then. All right, example 2. So in example 2 is the opposite. We have the side lengths, but we don't know the angle measurements. And so they ask us, the length of side ABC are given, list the angles in order of size from the smallest angle to the largest angle. So the smallest angle would have to be opposite the smallest side. So this is the smallest side, 7. So it has to be angle C. Angle C is the smallest. Then goes the opposite to 8 would be angle A. And obviously, triangle. The one opposite 9 would be angle B, and that would be the order. Angle C is the smallest, angle A is the one in the middle, and angle B is the largest. Okay, so that's example 2. Let's move on to example 3, but before we move to example 3, this is what I'm going to stop to do. Bonus. So today's bonus, for those of you who actually answered, first 5 people to answer down in the comments below, what's your favorite show? It doesn't have to be TV show because a lot of you don't watch TV anymore. You guys watch Hulu or, not Hulu, Netflix. Who watches Hulu? Sorry. Netflix or Disney Plus or some of you actually watch Hulu or Prime, or sometimes actually people watch TV still. So I don't know what you want to do. But you have to obviously comment down below your favorite show. Okay, that's for the first 5 people to do that. For those of you who are going to do it in Google Classroom, what you're going to put is, who is your favorite artist, like musical artist, okay? First 3 people that put it in Google Classroom will get that. So 5 first people to put your favorite show down below in the YouTube comments, and the first 3 people to put in the Google Classroom who your favorite musical artist is. That's the people that are going to get bonus points for today's video. All right, now let's jump into example number 3. Okay, so example number 3, hooray! So we have 2 triangles that are similar. I know they're similar because of the measurement of the angles, and I know that you're going to say, but they don't have the same measurement angles because we don't know. Yeah, I know. 85 plus 40 is going to be 125, and 180 minus 125 is going to be 55 degrees. And 55 degrees plus 85 degrees, that's going to be 140. And 180 minus 140 is 40 degrees. I told you, they're similar because of the measurement of the angles. Now, they're also similar because we know that the sides don't measure the same. 8 centimeters is not the same as 6 centimeters, so they're similar. And so they say, if we know the length of side AC, how could we find the length of side WY? Find WY if AC equals 6. Okay, so they gave us 2 sides that are the same, and so what we need to do is the scale factor. Okay, we need to find scale factor and also write that AC is 6. So Had the wrong letters here. AC is 6, AB is 8 centimeters. So now we actually have a very easy thing. So in here, I'm going to write N so that we don't get confused with all the X's and Y's and whatnot. So yeah, we're supposed to find this side based on similarity. And it's pretty easy if we do proportions. Why proportions? Because we know that AB is corresponding to WX. And so we're going to put 8 over 6. Not this 6, but this one right here. So 8 over 6 equals 6 over N. Which 6? This 6 on triangle ABC. So WXY, we don't know what WY is, but we can find out by doing this. And so that's the way that we should do it. That's the way that you should set it up. It's the easiest way to do it. And so cross multiplication. 6 times 6 is 36 equals 8N. Then divide by 8. This is obviously not going to be a whole number because 36 divided by 8 is not a whole number. You could have done 40 or 32, but not 36. However, 36 is halfway between 32 and 40. So we know that it's going to be 4.5. So N is going to be 4.5. 4.5, 4.5 centimeters. So this is 4.5 centimeters. Yay! Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the preferred method for me. And so I'm not going to show you how to do it with the scale factor. But if you want to do it with the scale factor, it's pretty easy. What you do is you divide 8 times, well, I guess I'm going to show you anyway. Even though I just said I wasn't going to. 8 divided by 6 is going to be 4/3. 4/3. And then you're supposed to multiply 4/3 times 6. Okay? So 4 over 3 times 6 over 1. You cancel out the 3 and the 6. It's a 2 and a 1. And you get 8. No, that's not how you do it. Why didn't I get it? Is it 3/4 of 6? It is 3/4 of 6. I made a mistake in my scale factor. The scale factor has to be smaller to larger. So 6 over 8, that's why. So 6 over 8 is going to be 3/4. 3 over 4. 4 this. Now we get 2 over 3, because if we cancel out 2 on both, we're going to get 9/2. 9/2 is 4 1/2. Which is the same thing as this. So, yeah, that's it for that. Let me just check that the glare doesn't interrupt anything. Okay, that's it. 5 more lessons.